What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and before anything happens and goes further in this video, I am still reserving judgment on this team slash card. So I'm going to give you all the information that I could translate, everything that I have talked with some of my friends and maybe some possible teams for this, and why we think some things are good, some things are bad, some things can get better depending on if new units are released, and my overall thoughts on the card itself. So, without further ado, let's introduce Kid Buu into Extreme God Leader, whatever you want to call him, essentially, okay? So, first off, let's check out the super. His super does look pretty cool. I'll give him that. I will give him that the super looks pretty cool. So, let's go and check this out. So, I'll wait for that to play real quick. So, go ahead. Although one type speed, oh god, seriously, Bandai. I think blow up the planet at least. Alrighty. Alright, so that's his animation. Pretty cool, right? Looks pretty nice and everything. Alright, does some good damage. Let's take a look at the card himself though, because this is where things are gonna get kind of controversial. And yeah, let's take a look at him. So if we zoom in here, assuming this stays the way I want it to. Okay, so we all know the leader skill. Intel Extreme types, HP attack and defense up 120%, key plus 3. For super types, key plus 1, HP attack and defense up 50% after he Dokkan awakens. Okay, so after he goes to level 120 TUR. Okay, we all know that. Super move is Super Death Ball, or or whatever you want to call, what kind of Death Ball you want to call it, essentially. He does, I almost said extreme damage, that'd be really bad. He does immense damage, and then he heals 12%. Of his HP, which is kind of very similar to the agility one. I think the agility one was 10%. I don't honestly remember because no one runs him anymore. But nonetheless, okay, so far, basic Kid Buu stuff, we've seen this before. Let's get into his passive and let's get into his links, and then I'm going to go into maybe some potential teams you can use, and then my overall thoughts, okay? So first off, attack. So this is attack up 100%, and when HP is 30% or above, you get an additional 70% attack. Okay, so assuming you keep him above 30% of your health, which is a lot of health with double of these leads, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. You're going to be basically getting 170% up at the beginning of the turn, essentially. Okay, really good, right? It's above Goku, Super Saiyan 4. You're going, oh man, this guy's got me really powerful. Okay, so far so good. Let's take a look at his links. He's got Majin. I'm going to go over his good links at least, because there are a couple of links in here that are not really good, and one of them doesn't even link with any intel except for that Buu Bobbity fusion, which not many people have. So, anyway, so he's got the Majin link. He has Big Bad Bosses, which is great. He's got Wall Standing Tall, and he's got Fierce Battle. So those are the ones that I personally look at as like the really good ones. The other ones are like attack up 500, attack up 300, which doesn't really do that much. I mean, you can't deny that. It's not really that much. So. Now, obviously, Big Bad Bosses, great link as always, 80% or below, attack and defense up by 20%. And then Wall Standing Tall is that link that's usually used for that Gohan event, but it also has an additional 15% attack. Okay, really cool, nice. You gotta have certain people that link with it, but nonetheless, an additional 15% attack. And then you have Fierce Battle, which all TURs have. Okay, sounds pretty good. So, now, let's go back into the game, and I'm going to look at some teams that I kind of thought about, and then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty stuff. So, let's go here. I was doing the LR Frieza event, so let's go to my Intel team. Where are you? Okay, so here's my Intel team. Let's do this. Let's go cost, and then we'll cancel out all Intels and take out the super guys. Okay, so I guess for this, I'm going to just put, I don't know, I'll put Ginyu as the first slot, just to say he's Kid Buu for right now, okay? So, pretend Ginyu is Kid Buu, because obviously I don't have Kid Buu, nobody does, he's not out yet, okay? So, let's take a look some here. Let's see, so obviously we want Buhan. we'd want Janemba. Okay, those are pretty easy staples in that kind of team. You would want this 17, this Hellfire 17. He's pretty good. He's a good hitter. When you Dokkan Awaken him, his attack goes, or when he uses a super attack, actually here, I can just show you. Yeah, so when you're facing one person, when you Dokkan Awakens, it's ki +2 and then attack up 90%. So that's actually really good. He's a decent hitter. Plus his SA is, well, I don't know if it's really farmable, but if you pull a lot of those extra 17s, I believe you can throw those in. I think it's a tech one you can throw into him, or maybe it's the physical one, I don't know. But one of those guys, you can throw into this guy, and I'm pretty sure you can up his SA that way. I'm not 100% on that, but I think so, okay? So he's a pretty good card to have. Turtles is really good when he's Dokkan Awakened. Not only does he have a high chance of stun from his super attack, but when his HP is 50% or above, everyone gets +3 ki and attack up 20%. Okay, nice little support, gives ki and attack. Pretty good. And then another one, which unfortunately I don't have Awakened yet because you need the Dokkan Battlefield back, but if you Dokkan Awaken your Cooler, then it's everyone attack up 30% and then ki +2 to extreme types, I believe. Yeah, that sounds about right. The one thing that the Turtles has over Cooler, though, is that he has big bad bosses, which is pretty nice. So, however, talking more with my friends, though, I was thinking to myself, actually, maybe Cooler's gonna get a little bit better because, and I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, okay? So, for me personally, I'm actually gonna put Cooler in there just for now. Obviously, again, this depends on what you have and everything. Another person you could, and then the final person I'm gonna put in here is gonna be Android 13. I almost called it 16. No, Android 13 is the one I would put in here. Now, some side cards you can put in here as well. You could put in the Boo Icolo, the one that Dokkan Awakens. You know, he lowers attack, and he's going to obviously link decently with any kind of Majin character, which is kind of obvious. You could put in Turtles instead of the World Tournament or the Cooler, who does get that rebirth due to the Dokkan Battlefield medals. So that is some good stuff, okay? So here is a team, give or take, that you would be looking at. Not perfect, but it's pretty solid team, okay? Now, what are my thoughts personally on this? Well, one, Kid Boo's links are not the greatest. They really are not. Fierce Battle's good, obviously, but that's just given to any TUR. Big Bag Bosses is great. However, on this team, it's gonna have a problem, and I'm gonna get into that in just 1 second. And then I think the last link that he had was that Wall Standing Tall, okay? Which is an additional 15% attack. Really good, okay? Now, let's get into some problems that we start to run into, okay? I'm gonna start off with Big Bad Bosses. You have to have your HP below 80%, which isn't too hard. You land on a couple of those little red, dots when you're going about the field, boom, or you get hit once. Next thing you know, hey, Big Bad Boss is activated, more attack and defense. Okay, what's not to like, right? Well, the problem is the fact that you're running with Buhan, who is a Majin. If you throw in someone like Boo Icolo, maybe you happen to have them all three on the field at the same time, or maybe you have Janemba linking with Buhan along with the Kid Boo as well, they're doing some decent healing there already. If you've ever run Janemba and Buhan together, you know that you gain a little bit of HP back. And then obviously Buhan himself is a healer. So you're actually, for a long time, you're going to be keeping your HP above 90%, which is, 80%. So you're not really going to have Big Bad Bosses activated. So now, I know what most of you are going to be thinking is like, so what? Who cares? You have 170% attack up most of the time. Not to mention, Buhan and Kid Boo are kind of like that duo right now that we can know of, like the SSJ3 Goku to the Gotenks, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku to the Kid Super Saiyan 3 Goku. All those pairs that you have, Golden Frieza to, or not Golden Frieza, Full Power Frieza to Cooler. They all got that little partner. So Buhan and Kid Boo are kind of that partner mix right now. Okay. So you're not having Big Bad Bosses. Okay, so what? You still have all those little links going, and then you have 170% attack. Okay, sounds great still, right? But the problem is that Buhan and Kid Boo don't actually share every single link. Now, I'm not saying you have to have every single link activated. Most of these guys don't. I think Cooler and Frieza, and then Goku and Kid Goku are the only two that actually have basically almost every link activated. But if you look at Kid Boo, the only ones that he has with this, Buhan, I'm going to get Buhan and Kid Boo mixed up, so I'm sorry if I say that by any means. But if you look at the links, though, he's got Majin, which is okay, attack and defense up 1,000, which is I guess it's more attack, it's more defense. It's nothing bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. He does not share that regenerative ability. He does not have coming out. He's got the wall standing tall, I believe. Yeah, okay. So he's got the wall standing tall, which is an additional 50% attack. That's really nice, okay? And then fierce battle. Okay, so pretty good. Not too bad. Now, someone on the Reddit page, this is the one thing I had to go to the Reddit for because I'm not the best when it comes to this math stuff. So go ahead and check the link down below. I will definitely give those guys all the credit for this math at least. Is that if you have Buhan and Kid Buu linked with big bad bosses and with big bad bosses, it was like 1.3 million max SA, no dupes. And then if big bad bosses is not activated, which a lot of the time it's not going to be, it was 1.1 million or something like that, I think. So, and keep in mind, that's with an additional 170% attack, which you think would be more because over, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But the difference between Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Kid Buu is that Super Saiyan 4 Goku has his perfect partner. Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku literally activates everything on him, not to mention the additional 33% attack that you get from that Kid Goku. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku's still hitting harder than this Kid Buu is, okay? So, again, I'm not trying to throw, you know, saying that he's the worst card ever. Don't even think about going for him. It is just, the more I keep looking at him, the more I keep talking with my friends and other people that I know, it's a little hard to justify throwing a bunch of stones at this guy. Maybe if you have maybe you've got 100 stones laying around and you want to try and get him, by all means, he's great. But Kid Buu literally seems to be there for the leader skill essentially, and then you know, he heals a little bit with his super attack, which again goes back to having all that regenerative abilities from all these other N-type characters essentially. Okay, so like a good rotation you might think of would be to have Buhan and Kid Buu obviously on one rotation, and then on another one you're gonna have who was it? I believe 17 and Janemba and Janemba and Android 13, because Android 13 does provide those rainbow orbs, which is really nice. Keep in mind as well, Kid Buu does not have any key links that you saw, okay? So, yes, the nice thing though is that if you have someone like Turles or the Cooler, they provide the key there. So they kind of take care of that, but at the same time, you're still floating those guys. So they're not always getting that key all the time. Because remember, you have 3 floaters all the time. So if those are your 2 floaters, you might either have Android 13 as your floater, which you don't want to because you want to be having that key, those key paths unlocked on the field, or you're going to be having the 17, and if 17 is on there, say with Kid Buu if Kid Buu is the floater, I guess, I don't know. Like I said, the more I think about this, sometimes my head even hurts when it comes to this sometimes. But nonetheless, so looking at that though, I don't know if I can justify, I guess not justify, I don't know if I can go out and say, you guys, you must pull this guy. You have to have this card in your arsenal. I personally would say skip him. Now, again, I'm gonna hold judgment on him. I'm gonna wait to see what comes with the banner. For all we know, there could be this really good support guy that throws Android 13, Turles, and Cooler all out the window. We don't even need them, or maybe they are definitely gonna become floaters. And we have this amazing support units, because remember, support units are amazing on these teams now. And the moment we have that, whatever support unit that is, then who knows? Maybe this team is gonna take off like no tomorrow. And, you know, you don't even have to have Kid Buu and Buhan linked half the time, okay? So, that could happen. I don't know yet. This is supposed to either come on Monday, Japan time, or Tuesday or Wednesday, you know, somewhere close next week, okay? So, but he's just, I don't know, he feels a little underwhelming. And again, I don't want to say he's bad. By no means is this bad. Amazing leader skill, 170% up attack, as long as your HP is above 30%, which is not hard at all. Gonna be hitting hard. No denying that. There's no denying, okay? So please don't misunderstand that, okay? Just in terms of teams and how to make something, when you compare a really good team of the other types compared to Int, Buhan is still actually your best hitter, A, because he nukes, and the fact that he heals, and he debuffs, okay? You have to keep in mind, he debuffs as well. Janemba, again, an amazing blocker. Int is kind of becoming this blocker slash debuffing team and healing team, I guess. So kind of a 3-person team. So they're not really dishing out a lot of damage. And again, some people might not look at it as a negative, and that is totally fine. That, you know, again, this is all up to what you want to do. If you like having those type of teams compared to other people, that is totally fine. I'm not knocking any diss at either side of the coin on that one, okay? It's just that, you know, with a lot of these teams, damage output is kind of the way to go forward. Again, it's not the 100% way to go, but it is something that you have to consider, because you have to be able to put enough damage into these guys and these events that are coming out to go through these events. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe I'm kind of talking in circles at this point, and I kind of it feels like I've been rambling on a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm sorry about that. If you guys have been enjoying it, then cool. But leave your comments down below what you think about Kid Buu, because again, he's not a bad card. It's just seems a little underwhelming. I think that has to do with the card himself in terms of his links. If there were a couple links that were changed with your ideal team that you'd be having in here, then I think it would be a lot easier for me to go, save your stones right now, go for this guy. So I don't know in the end. Again, I feel like I'm rambling. So you know what? Like I said before at the very beginning of the video, I'm gonna reserve judgment. He's not bad by any means, but I don't think you necessarily need him. He's not something, you know, unless you only have all extreme in-type characters and you just need that leader, then go for him. But until then, I'm gonna say just wait a little bit until we can get a better look at him, test him out a little bit, and then go from there, okay? So, because like I said, who knows? We might get that extra support guy, or maybe a half support, half really strong guy who does 100% damage when supering or something like that. Not to mention maybe giving an extra 20% attack to everybody on the field when he's on the field, or whoever it might be. And that would be that would be great. It's just really hard to say at this point with the limited amount of stuff we know. And who knows, by the time this video is released and you're watching this, it's like, oh, well, this is actually obsolete already. So who knows? It's really hard to say. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be pulling for Kid Buu. Again, I'm going to wait just to see what comes on the banner, because I'm not going to lie, I would love a Janemba dupe or a Buuhan dupe at least. And, Kid Buu, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's great. Just he's kind of there right now until we can fully test him and see the potential that he could have, okay? Because like we said, the same thing happened with Cooler, for all we know. Cooler came out, we're kind of like, okay, he's great, but he's, he looked at face value a step down from Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Well, it turns out Cooler's team is actually one of the best right now, especially with that Buuhan support lead and everything like that. So we really don't know. But yeah, so that is kind of where it is. And yes, I know right now, getting you as my leader. Woo! Yeah, that's gonna be a great team right there. But yeah, nonetheless. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments down below about your thoughts on Buu. Are you gonna be summoning for him and all that kind of stuff? Or are you gonna kind of wait like I am to see exactly what's coming and then go for the summons potentially? Or what are your thoughts? So just leave your comments down below. Leave a like if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. It helps all the time. And don't forget, guys, on the 23rd of April, still got that LR Goku stream gonna be happening, okay? Like I said, I wanted to remind you every single video I possibly could, so don't forget to stay tuned in for that, okay? So until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.